40 years ago, when people started calling me Arlo, there were only two of us. Me and, this guy. Now that had its benefits. From time to time, I'm sure that being confused with one of the world's most famous folk musicians got me a far better restaurant table than I ever deserved. Then, as I got older, a couple of friends had children and called them Arlo. Then friends of theirs, and now look what's happened. This is a chart of babies called Arlo from the BBC. And look, literally everyone is calling their children Arlo these days. Cat rehoming charities were next to jump on the Arlo bandwagon. I don't think this one did too much for the brand. And now companies have started appropriating the name. There's Arlo's Pantry and Kitchen, Arlo and Jacob Furniture, and then, of course, Arlo, the consumer tech company that makes security cameras, lighting and doorbells. Now, as it happens, I've got a bit of a doorbell problem. So when I heard last week that Arlo was about to launch a new wireless video doorbell, I thought this is too good to miss. I rang the company and they sent me this one to review. By the way, if you enjoy this review, do press the subscribe button below. Now, before you go and buy yourself any kind of smart video doorbell, it's worth giving some thought about what you want it to do. Yeah, I know it's a doorbell, but bear with me. Video doorbells used to be pretty much exclusively fitted in blocks of flats where it was helpful to see who's there before buzzing them in, both for security and to save you having to flog up and down 15 flights of stairs. These days, though, smart doorbells are being touted as the answer to all your doorbell needs, whether you live in a flat or a house. And the video isn't just sent to a little screen by your front door, but to your mobile phone. So now you can see who's at the door and talk to them from the dairy produce section in Sainsbury's or from your villa in the Caribbean. How useful is that? Well, I'm not so sure. But hey, I suppose it would be great to be able to tell the Jehovah's Witnesses that I'll be back in just 5 minutes, and could they please hang on a few more moments? And from a security aspect, this thing does give you a much better view of what's the other side of the door than a peephole. That would have been good when we had our front door bashed down by robbers a few years ago. It would have bought us just a few more seconds to be able to run for the panic room. Still, I put these things a little way down the list of priorities for a doorbell, after things like how well I can hear it, what it sounds like, and what it looks like. Now on that score, I wouldn't say the Arlo is a thing of great beauty. I'm more of a brass doorbell kind of guy myself. This is in fact my brass doorbell. But you don't buy an Arlo because of what it looks like, you buy it for what it does. Out of the box, smart doorbells just ring your mobile phone when someone comes to the front door. There we go. That can be quite useful if you're in the garden, for instance. But what if your mobile runs out of battery? What if you left it in the office or the taxi? What if you go out, leaving a babysitter behind? What if you have guests staying? You want them all to be able to hear your doorbell. So most people are still going to need a normal bell or a chime in their house. Fine so far. In fact, this Arlo doorbell is very flexible on that front. You can connect it to your existing bell or just go and buy a normal bell, which doesn't cost very much. That's what I did. I hooked up our Arlo doorbell to our existing mechanical bell here, which you can then set to ring from 1 to 10 seconds. So far so good, but here at Gadget Towers we have another problem, which is that we can't hear the doorbell from one end of the house to the other. The answer is to buy an Arlo Chime. And here it is. It costs another £50 and you can plug it in anywhere in the house. And it's really pretty innocuous looking. Blend in anywhere. There you go. Unfortunately, to make this chime work, you also need an Arlo hub. And that's going to set you back another £120, bringing your doorbell budget up to £350. Ouch. Oh well, if it works, it'll be worth it. I'm fed up of not hearing our old doorbell ring. Now, I must admit, I was a bit nervous when I bought the Chime. I mean, just the word Chime conjures up an image of Parker Knoll easy recliner chairs, antimacassars and graduated ducks on the wall. So I went to the Arlo website to find out what the chimes sound like. Unfortunately, there wasn't a demo, but I did read another review which said that one of them sounds like a bell. So I took a punt. Well, I guess it's subjective, but that's not for me. At the end of this film, I will demo the rest of the chimes so you can see if there's one you like. Now, I might just have been able to come to terms with the doorbell shame as my guests arrive for dinner, but there are a couple of other problems with this thing. The first is that the app doesn't give you any way to control the duration or volume of the ring on your phone when someone presses the doorbell. And guess how long it rings for?
Arlo video.
It's 20 whole life-sapping seconds. That feels like a geological time frame for a doorbell. Go away! God! Now, you might think, oh, that's no problem, I'll just answer the phone quickly. But think about it. You left your mobile phone in another room, perhaps where everyone else is watching telly, or you left it in your coat pocket. With a normal doorbell, you could just go and answer the door. With this one, you have to go and find your mobile and cancel the ring before everyone, yourself included, goes stark raving bonkers. If you have a normal doorbell, imagine your postman arrived every morning and held his finger on it for about 20 seconds. I don't know about you, but by the third day, I'd be going to the door armed with a shotgun or a machete. Now, there is an option on the app to set it to something called silent mode. And I was hoping this would mean the app would run and show when somebody had rung the doorbell, but do it silently. That way, I could listen out for the chime and answer on my telephone if I felt like it. But if I didn't have the phone right there with me, it wouldn't be ringing away for 20 seconds, driving everyone nuts. Alternatively, if I had guests, I could switch off the chime of shame and just have my telephone ring instead. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite work like that. When you set it to silent mode, it actually deactivates the app completely. See, nothing happening there. So if I heard the normal bell, I'd have to find the app, open it up and find the app. Where is it? There it is. And then the right page for the video. And oh my God, my guest probably left by now. There is another problem with this thing, and that's the very variable length of time it takes for the video signal to arrive at your mobile phone after somebody presses the doorbell. Now, for the purpose of this test, bear in mind I am sitting here pretty much directly beneath a Wi-Fi transmitter mounted just a couple of feet away in the ceiling. I'm also on about a 15 megabyte broadband connection. So let's see. Press the doorbell. Always rings very fast. I'll answer that. And there we go, it's buffering. And it's buffering. And it's buffering some more. And I'm wondering whether my dinner party guests might have thought they got the wrong night by now. Maybe gone home. And it's still buffering. Finally, the pictures arrived. Now, to be fair, I have seen it work a lot quicker than that, but also I've seen it take even longer than that. It kind of dependent, I guess, on all sorts of different factors that affect your broadband speed, like, you know, whether somebody else is zooming in the house at the same time or downloading a movie, or whether you've got a lot of contention with nearby houses, or what Arlo's server speeds are up to. There's all sorts of different factors. Now, I did look really hard for workarounds to some of these problems. This being a smart bell, you can even get it to work with something called if this then that, to get it to tell your Sonos to play a recording of a nice bell rather than the awful thing on the Chime. But that just adds a whole new raft of problems, and honestly, I'm losing the will to live. So there we have it, the Arlo wireless doorbell. I really wanted to love this thing. Apart from anything else, as I get older, it would remind my friends who they came to see. What did you say his name was again? Oh yes. Unfortunately though, it looks like you need a really fast broadband connection, probably fibre, if you want the video to appear without the lag. And most people are then going to have to buy the Chime for another £170 if they can put up with the noise of the Chime, or wire their wireless Arlo to a normal doorbell, which slightly defeats the object of going wireless. But the real killer for me is that you can't, for the moment at least, change the duration of the ring on your telephone. That would drive me nuts! Maybe Arlo will bring out an update to the app which will allow you to do that. Maybe it'll allow you to upload your own doorbell sound. Maybe it'll be able to improve on how quickly the video appears, or have a setting to allow you to keep it on your local network. That would probably eliminate the lag. Until then, regretfully, I'm going to have to send the whole lot back. Now, if you know anyone with doorbell issues, do share this video. Otherwise, till the next time, I've been Arlo Guthrie, and here are the chimes. Custom 1, Custom 2, Luxurious 1, Luxurious 2, Luxurious 3, Modern 1, Modern 2, oh my god, Modern 3, Modern 4, Modern 5, Traditional 1, Traditional 2, oh my god, and Traditional 3. Oh.